Well, welcome to the Daily Sip with Claro and Oli.
What's
The
up?
Claro and Oli show.
So we're back to the Daily Sip with your host Oli Martinez,
Claro Cruz.
and what we're gonna talk about right now is super complicated.
Yes, and it has to do with
It's got to do with women.
with women. Yeah,
that's
relationships, pretty much. So, Oli,
The only way things get complicated like that is if we're talking about women.
Right.
So the subject is complicated. That's what the segment is. So
yeah, because it's weird. You know, I think women and men live in different worlds. They experience different things than we do,
who you telling?
right?
Bro?
I mean, are you married, Oli?
I'm not married, but it's complicated.
It's complicated. So, with that said, do you plan to get married? Do you want
Actually
to? Well,
went
do you
to-
want to get married?
Let me tell you what. I just don't see it.
When you were a little kid, that you thought you were going to get married?
No, I never thought about that. I never wished that. I never wanted that in my life. I just never. I didn't have the. I don't. I'm not programmed that.
What about
way.
your parents? Do they want you to get married?
I don't. What they want is what they want.
Well,
It's different. I mean,
well,
I can't.
It's true, but do they want you to get married? I know that you have the final say so.
Yeah.
But do they always tell you or ask you, mothers especially?
I mean, mother's always saying, "I wish you find somebody that this, and that." But you know, when you say marry, you talk about go down the aisle with this dress and
Yeah.
sign this paper and do. I never had the
why do you think it's complicated now? Like, I think, in my opinion, it's harder now than it used to be, like in the 50s or 40s, to find the right person. Why do you think that is?
Man, everything is complicated now. It's not just that, man. Everything is complicated, man. I mean, before, back in the days, you had what we don't have now.
Yes.
We have no time now. So practically, that's what has messed everything up. And we didn't have all the distractions that we have now. If we didn't have half of the distractions that we have now, marriage will be perfect, kids will be perfect, everything will be perfect, because the family will have more time to build itself to what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right? But since there's no time, bro, our kids are getting raised by tablets. Right or wrong?
It's true.
Yeah.
But you know what I think makes things more complicated now?
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think that relationships nowadays are extremely delicate and difficult. And here's why. Because nowadays we have what's called the internet and we have social media. So what does that mean? For men, nothing.
Yeah.
But it does mean something.
Yeah.
Women have a lot of options, and you know that, right? They've always had a lot of options.
Women
But-
have other options.
But with
overall.
social media, all a woman has to do
It's say yes.
is put. Hey, you know those filters that are?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
They put
yeah.
those filters. They
Yeah.
look super good, man. And all they have to do,
Oh man,
Yeah,
you've
hey.
been catfish, bro.
and all they have to, maybe, but all they have to do,
Yeah.
is wear a
Yeah.
You know,
No, I understand. I
tight
mean,
skirt,
yeah.
whatever, you know, show some skin, and they'll have people from England, from India, from all over
I'll fly
the
you
world.
out right now.
Yes, and they get this ego.
Yeah.
You know, they float like if they're
Yeah.
really queens,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And if you're the boyfriend,
Yeah.
you can't give them attitude, man. Because if
No.
you get, you know what? If you give them
gone.
an attitude,
You gone.
you know
You
what?
gone.
Forget you. I got better people. You know, that's why it's complicated.
I'm doing
And
waiting
only-
for me in Dubai.
Exactly. And these people have money. And they say, you know what? I want you here next week.
Yeah.
I'll buy you your plane ticket. I'll pay for your expenses. And what are you going to do? I got to go work. It's not the same.
You're fucking crazy.
You didn't
bro.
have this in the 40s or 50s.
No,
man.
you didn't have none of that,
So
man.
now you're
the
competing-
options were small for both of us.
You're
We
com-
had the same options, bro.
You're competing against the world. now.
Actually, wait a second. The thing is, they turn around because back in the days, you know, women, we used to drag them by the hair.
True.
I can't believe I said that.
I mean, it's not funny. It's not funny, right? But that's the truth. That's what it
anyway,
was.
so men were the prize. Back in the days, we were the prize, you know, and we were the important because we were the head of the family and all that.
We worked.
We worked.
We
exactly.
had liberty. We could
Liberty.
We worked hard.
Exactly.
We could raise the family.
Yeah.
They listened to us because
Yeah.
we were the man of the house,
Yeah,
right?
they don't listen.
But now
no
you
more.
can't do that, man.
No, you
'cause
can't do that.
If you do
No,
that,
no,
they'll
no,
go
no.
with somebody else.
You
But
know, the problem too is women want to they want to have that man
Yes.
I mean, you don't want to go home to a man. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? If I'm going to go home to a man, me and you're going to be roommates. You know?
Right.
No, we know it
Right.
just don't work like that. I mean, shit, when I tell you, baby, I'll be back in 3 days. I'll be back in 3 days. No, that's a joke. That's a joke.
You know,
I'm not doing that.
now that you mention it, another
Yeah.
thing that I've noticed a lot,
Yeah.
all right, and I've seen cases like this
Yeah.
quite a few times.
Mm.
We're all working adults, and then social media again
Yeah.
enables people. This is where men also have that privilege, right?
Yeah.
It enables us to communicate with anyone we want by simply sending a message.
Anybody.
And
you can
social-
get that yes or no real
Exactly.
quick. And you in and out. It's not even.
Heck,
it's
hey,
embarrassment is over,
we
man.
are all guilty of this, right? We're like, I remember so and so. I
Yeah.
wonder how she looks now.
Back and then you look for that first name and last.
You find her?
Whoa, how
How
you
are
been?
you? Yeah,
It's been a long
yeah.
time.
Especially if there's
Hola, perdida.
yes. It's like a contact card
Yeah,
for
yeah,
people.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a contact card. You can even
Yeah.
call them.
Yeah,
you can even call
yeah.
them with
Yeah.
their face.
Yeah.
That's, it
You,
enables.
want to know something crazy? That I mean, now that you say that, you can just call somebody and go into their shit. They just actually blocked that on Facebook that you can't call somebody that's not your friend. But your phone number is no longer privacy anymore. If I ask you for your number and you'd be like, no, I'm like, bro, I got your Instagram. I know
mean,
what underwear you
yeah.
had on yesterday, and you talk
can-
about you can't give me your number.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I mean, you can go into social media and look at women's, if you know them or whatever, you're
Yeah.
stalking them. You can see what they like, where they're at,
Where they at,
eat,
what kind of food they
everything.
eat. You can actually build a profile, and this is what I tell. This is what I tell girls: be careful about the men that you meet
Yes.
online, or if somebody's been following you and whatever. Because a man with no personality can easily adapt and become the man that you like just by looking at your profile.
That's right.
Okay, I'm not one of those guys. If I was one of those guys, trust me, But a man can mold himself into what a woman, what that woman likes, because everything in your profile says everything about you, and we see that.
And there are, these men.
Remember that?
There's these men called players, and they're specialists on that. And then they'll play around with you.
Yeah.
You'll get divorced if you're married.
Yeah. No, because they squatting too. They squatter.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
sitting there waiting for things to happen, and they move right in. They slide right in.
They're like they're like a fly.
Yeah.
If you're cooking steak in your house, open that door, that fly goes in. I'm here. But
Yeah, I'm crazy. So like
It's
flies,
true.
well,
Man.
they can smell the steak from
Woo.
far away. They say,
Yeah,
yo,
they
we
can.
something happened over
Okay,
there.
and they're there, patiently waiting, right?
Oh my God.
But that's the world that we live in today,
Yeah,
man.
that's
And
the
I
world
feel
we
bad
live
for
in.
the young people. I feel bad for the young people because
I mean,
when I was growing up, when you were growing up, the
Yeah.
internet wasn't there. Now it's really complicated now.
I mean-
so that's why things are complicated now.
I got a little bit of taste of AOL. I don't know if you remember,
I
when
remember that.
AOL with the old modem and all that. But
yeah.
we used to get together, man. Back then, well, it was crazy because it was closed communities back then. Now it's completely wide open. I mean, back then, I remember if you remember AOL.
Yeah, of course.
You log in, you go and build a chat room. Your chat room becomes very popular, but you can only fit 12 to 24 people in that chat room. I think it was like 24 people in the chat room.
I never used them that much, but I know they existed. I think you could even have, if I remember correctly, a camera, right?
No.
No?
This is
Oh.
way before the camera.
Oh, seriously.
I mean, we were taking pictures with a webcam, and to load it into the computer was a pain in the ass. So if you had 3 pictures on there, shit, you was a bomb. You could talk.
I remember the chat rooms. I never really used them, but
Well-
'cause, but
I was living in Jersey at that, so the chat rooms we used to do parties
okay.
or get together.
Okay.
Not like now. Now it's like let's get to it. Now it's the other way around now. Before we used to meet in the chat room, talk for freaking hours. Everybody just talking, and it was crazy. You couldn't even tag somebody in there. You had to be alert if they were talking to you, and everybody's talking to each other and agreeing. It was crazy.
So
it's like
when
a
you say
live.
when you say talking, it was just lines or
It was
literature,
lines,
right?
just like when somebody goes live on YouTube. and that everybody's talking.
Yeah, like,
but now you control because you only got 12. I think it was 12
okay.
people
Yeah,
in
that's
there.
right. So you said.
And then you make a chat room to 12 to 24 people. Anyways, to make a long story short, not too tight, we used to get together. Hey, Saturday, we're going to go to China Club. Okay, boom. So whoever knew, all right, we're gonna wear this, boom, and then we used to meet up and hang out, or whatever the case may be. But now
I wasn't that cool, man.
No, you probably not. you probably was cooler than I was, man.
No.
Yeah.
But interesting. But yeah, man, that's how life is right now. And as I said, I feel bad for the young people, man.
Yeah.
Young men especially, because women have a lot of choices. Men usually don't.
Yeah, women can do it right now. We have to wait. We have to prove too much before we can move forward with anything.
Have you ever gone to a dating website? Like
I'm not big
Tinder,
on dating websites because the problem is this. I never had the need to go through that because I go out and I communicate with people. I'm constantly.
So you don't like them, right? Because that's a new
I
trend
don't
now.
like dating sites for the simple fact that they are fake.
Yeah, oh yes.
And nobody's really genuine with the filters these days. Man, you go out on a day. I mean, it's not pleasant when you think you're gonna go see somebody. Yo,
you've gotten catfished.
No, not that I've gotten, but I know what can happen. It haven't happened to me, but I know what can happen, bro. Let me tell you something. Not for nothing, but I follow someone on my Instagram, but truly I know that is a man because I know somebody and I know people and I know families of this person that he's a man. But when you look at this man, yo, it's crazy how she looks. Look, I even say, I say she. You hear what I said? I didn't say he, I say she. So actually, I'm playing the same mental game that she's playing. I'm actually calling her she when it's a he. And it's crazy, man. The surgeries are amazing. Yeah. And it's getting a little scary out there. So the online game is not my thing, man. I got it. I like to see those little stretch marks. I like to see that little C-section scar on there. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, this went a different direction. But no, I was mentioning that because I've seen on Facebook, right, these pages that they make them into memes now, right?
Yeah.
They take a screenshot of these dating profiles.
Yeah.
And these dating profiles, man, I've read them. It's crazy. It's a woman who's like, let's say, for example, 30 years old.
Yeah.
Has 3 kids.
Yeah.
Divorced. Whatever.
Yeah.
But she wants a high-valued man, like a man that makes at least 200. Like, women nowadays want a high-valued man, somebody who makes like 300,000 a year.
And they work at McDonald's.
And not only that.
I'm not saying
there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with working at McDonald's, but.
There is.
But no, there isn't really nothing wrong working at McDonald's, but your expectation cannot be a man that makes $300,000 for you to come and try to spend those $300,000
no,
you're not making.
Forget that. See, here's the thing.
I see a lot of that shit.
Nah, man, forget this. Women have 3 kids, for example, 2 or 3 kids.
Yeah.
And they've been divorced, and they're like in their 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
And they want a high. Why would that guy bother with you? Why?
Well, that's because men, us, we do bother with those women, and we did it for so long that it's just we haven't shut that door. We have to, as men. I mean, I'm not here trying to preach because some of them asses be so bad, man.
Yeah, but look, man, if you're a high value man making $1 million a year,
yeah,
and you have a 35-year-old with 3 kids, when somebody who's like 29 with no kids and looks good, both of them look good. You're gonna go with the one with no kids.
Well,
why would you?
Sometimes you go with both, and then you choose later.
Well, that's the whole thing. The man's gonna play with her.
Yeah, they're gonna play around.
More than likely. No, look, it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens where the guy does take somebody with kids, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
right?
There's nothing wrong with that.
They can do it.
Yeah.
Back to the McDonald's thing. The reason why I say that is because it's ironic how things work. Men, if
you can't take me. You can't. I mean, I just said that. I mean, don't. No.
I'm going to elaborate. I'm going to explain this.
Yeah, if you work at McDonald's, you can't mess.
You're exactly right. Yeah. And here's what I was going to say about that. If somebody works at McDonald's, it's different between men and women.
Yeah.
A woman does not want a man that
They're
works at
working,
McDonald's.
they will never date you if you're in
They won't
McDonald's,
even pay
bro.
attention to you.
That's what I'm saying. So
That's it.
So
but if the man is making $500,000 a year, and you are, as a female, work at McDonald's, if there's a cute girl that works at McDonald's or Burger King, no problem.
Let's just say I feel the same way they do. The only thing that I speak about it, and I speak forward about it, and I don't care. No, they think about it. Mm-hmm. They think about it and talk to their girls about it. Hey, man.
Of course.
He works at McDonald's.
What? You crazy?
Girl,
you deserve better.
I'm
serious.
What is it?
Yeah, you deserve better than that. That's a loser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What cars he drive?
Oh,
you know?
My.
Yeah, women can't stand a guy who works at McDonald's or Subway or whatever. Nothing wrong with those jobs at all, like you said, right? But for a woman, they won't even look at you.
Yeah.
Reverse the roles.
Yeah.
A man doesn't care. A man works.
We work.
A man is a provider.
Yeah, we don't
if
care
the woman is cute, if she's very cute, she's working at McDonald's or working
girl, hard
hey,
working.
Nothing wrong with that.
That says a lot. That says a lot.
Of course.
What about you, man? You looking to get married? Your family demand that from you?
I think my mom does. She used to. Let's put it that way.
So now she gave up.
She gave up.
Like,
but you know, it's extremely hard, like you said, to find a woman that, in my opinion, that meets my expectations. My expectations are not that hard. But at my age, I'm 48. You know,
you're not that old, man. I mean,
I never said I was that old.
At my age,
I know. But at my age, you know, 48. Like I sometimes think, like, for what? You know, for what? Like,
well, when I say marry, I don't mean that you have to walk down the aisle.
Right.
I'm not talking about that.
I'm
talking about, you know, just getting together with the right lady and, you know, building something together. Even if you don't have kids, because you don't want to have kids. I had my kids when my first kid, I was 17. So I'm glad I did that. And then I was, I'm glad I did what I did. And some people were like, oh, but you should have did this. Nah, man.
There's different views of it.
Yeah, I mean, some people say, oh, yeah, I'm going to wait. I said, nah, man, you crazy, man. See, I don't want no old-ass dad.
I know.
You feel me? Like, my son called me a little while ago. Yo, what you doing? Yo, what you doing? Yo, dad, what you doing? Right? I don't mind that because I know he has respect for me. Right? Wait, hold up. Now I'm filming a podcast or whatever. Now I call him back when I'm done. But you want to come by, have a beer? That's what it should be.
Well,
you feel me?
Yeah. Well,
that you know, you want to come by, you know.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't want to have beer with my children.
That's because your ass don't drink.
That's right. So don't drink. Drink if you want, but milk or something, water. But how do you feel about these old dudes, like in their 60s or 90s sometimes, like some actors,
with
like
the young
Bill Belichick, for example? Yeah, and they have kids.
Chicks. And they have kids at that age?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to be contradicting myself a little bit here, just a little bit. Bear with me. I'm going to contradict myself. $2.5 million in my account. Big house, pool, cars, whatever. I'm settled, right? I got everything I need. Beyond what I may need, right? After that, well, I won't say at that age, but I will say at my 50s, right?
Okay.
And I have all that, everything I need. You know what's left? Build a bigger family. I don't care. I honestly will have. So I will have 10 kids, man.
So you would build a bigger family if you had the money.
That's what it's all about, to be honest with you.
At that point,
it's very reckless to have.
So let me ask you this:
it's very reckless to have kids and start building a family that you can't afford.
So let me ask you this: so when you don't have that much money, what you're saying,
you need to hold it in and stop messing around, bro.
Because the kids would feel bad, right?
The kids won't feel bad. It's not about what they kid. You're supposed to provide for your kids. You're supposed to, give them a good life. I mean, if you could give kids a good life, even adopting, man. You ever thought about adopting?
Yeah, I adopted one.
Yeah,
I adopted
you did?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So if I had $5 million, I will say, you know what? I'm gonna get me 2 of these kids from I will adopt somebody from my country because I feel like that's what I will want to help. I don't want to go, look, I want to get somebody in Cambodia. Nah, let a rich Cambodian do whatever they do over there. I'm going to do what I do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I probably, at that age, I will adapt somebody somebody that I can actually have a conversation with and know that he's adopted. And you know, I don't want to have somebody newborn that I got to do with all that. No. We're gonna pass that diaper age. We're gonna talk about why I chose him to become part of my, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is that I got going on. But I will probably adapt me like five or six kids, bro. You know what I'm saying, and go from there.
So what you were saying earlier,
Well, yeah, I went off on that.
is that if you don't have that much money, then you shouldn't have kids. Let's say
No,
when
I'm
you're
not
50.
saying that.
But I know. Hold
Okay.
on.
All right.
But if you do have, let's say, $5 million in the bank, $10 million, $50 million in the bank, it's okay for you to have like 10 kids afterwards. So does that change how
It does.
how you look at kids then? Like,
No,
if
it
you're
doesn't.
rich, you should look at the kids differently.
No, man. I wasn't. What I'm saying is this. We was talking about age. You brought up the age.
Right.
Different. I had my kids when I was very young.
You
I
were a kid yourself.
Exactly. I became a forced barber because I was still in high school because I got somebody pregnant at that age. So I had to do what I had to do at that time. We spoke about somebody at a certain age having, you know, so that's when I brought up, oh, if I was this age and I had this, and that, I wouldn't mind adopting 5 kids or maybe having kids, you know what I'm saying, once I'm all settled. You know why? Because you don't have to wake up in the morning and think about, man, I got to go to work because I got to feed this kid. Nah.
Yeah.
I'm still chilling in my yacht. I'm still doing this. I'm still doing that. And it's just, yeah, why not?
What did you want to be when you were a kid?
What did I want to be when I'm like, man?
Because I know you said you were forced to become a barber. Like,
Well, not forced. I would say that it was just an easy way to get by and not having to. I mean, it was just the thing to do at that time, man. Like, you know, like I said, I'm gonna learn how to cut hair, and I was cutting out of my house. Yeah, for a while, cut hair out of my house.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, and then I realized I was like, man, this works. You know, I schedule people whenever I wanna, and when I don't wanna cut, I just don't schedule nobody. And whatever. I mean, like, and I got addicted. My addiction is being able to do whatever the freak I want at any time and manipulating my time.
You had the business mindset.
What time you want to come in? At 5? No, come in at 3. I'm having lunch at 5. You get what I'm saying? Oh, or like somebody called me, hey, can you take care of me at 7? No, I'm recording a podcast on 7. I don't have to tell you what I'm doing, but I'm not doing you at 7. You could be here at 6:30. No, you can't. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to come back tomorrow. And it is what it is. Yeah. But the whole, you know, owning always your own barbershop and all that, and having access to being able to do whatever you want with your time, I think is priceless to me.
It is. It's a different mindset, you know, and there's nothing wrong with having a job, a 9-to-5 job.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
If that makes you happy. You know, it's funny because when I went to high school, a few of the, I would say, smart people, right? Smartest people, or at least that I considered the smartest people, they became teachers. And for me, I'm like,
they wasted their time.
Well, that's what I would say, but if that makes them happy, though, then they're good.
I
they're
understand
successful.
that.
But yeah, you're right. I
To
agree.
me, having access to your time is everything. And I know it's being repeated and said.
Yeah.
And the people that don't own the time, they're like, yeah, whatever. No, it's not whatever, man. It's like time goes by. Shit, it was just January, you know, and what we on? What?
May.
Look at that, bro. It just
we're almost
time
out.
flies, and then you. But the problem is that you work and you get lost. And months go by, and when you realize it's your birthday, that's when you realize, no, seriously, the whole year Christmas come around, like, is it Christmas again?
Yeah, when it's your birthday.
Bro, listen, I don't even celebrate Christmas. I do the whole, here's your gift, oh, you got me something, thank you. Whether we ate or not, I eat like this every day.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta cook. We don't gotta do all that pork and all that bullshit. We do that every day, man. We eat this every day.
True.
It's just, it's
I
all
don't
bullshit
celebrate.
to me.
Yeah.
My birthday on Facebook, I got that shit turned off.
Yeah.
I hate people that I haven't talked to in 10 years to say happy birthday to me. Even that little bit.
Because you feel obligated to respond.
I don't want to respond to your ass because we don't talk like that.
Right.
So, you know, it's just, I even got that shit turned off. When it's my birthday, I come to the barbershop, They don't know how they find out sometimes. Maybe because somebody came into the barbershop that knows me and said, "Hey, happy birthday, Ole." But it's just
Yeah, me too, man. Every year,
crazy.
my birthday comes around, I'm like, already?
Yeah.
A year older?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. And I'm done. I'm done counting birthdays.
Yeah, nah, man.
I'm done with that bullshit. I mean, if you remember my birthday, please forget and don't hit me up on my birthday because it's not even public.
Well, actually, for my birthday,
Yeah.
I have Cash App. Lots of it. Come on.
Yo, you sound like one of them girls. Don't do
Next
that.
time, I'm gonna write my Cash App here in my shirt.
Man, we got caught up in well, we did spoke about what we thought about relationship just a tiny bit.
I know.
So we're gonna close this segment with a salute with my wine
And my
juice.
raspberry, sugar-free raspberry fizzy water.
Claro's Coffee Shop.
Oh yes, that's right.
We